Hey guys, I decided to go ahead and do a live stream. We were going to cancel it, but I said, "Ah, what the heck?" so, so I'm here. Um, I I want to go over a few trades that we made today. Going over eyes, surf, AMC, EXPI, and ABNB. We're going to start off with surf, and let me take after hours off, because I always take after hours off when I'm trading, pre-market. All that is just pretty much noise to me during the day. So we want to start off with surf here. Let me zoom, and let me go to the alert thing. Just a second. Surf. Well, that was my mistake. It wasn't surf. It was SEAL. Let me find my trade here. Okay, got it. SEAL. Okay, so SEAL here was gapping up and put in the initial morning high right here. And let me take these lines off right here. Well, let me leave that one there, because that is a resistance area. So I got on this trade this morning at 9:55 a.m. at $4.22. I believe it was on this candle. It was on this candle. Okay, it was on this candle. And the reason I got long was, first off, we have our initial morning high right here, right there, on this candle. That's the first high of the day. Very important to identify the initial morning high. So we got our initial morning high right there. And as you can see, I had put in a line right here, to kind of remember where that initial morning high, which also lined up with the $4 area. We can come in and we can draw out our fibs to the high of the day, which was here at the time. And so it was pushing up, and, it kept pulling back a little bit. I was waiting for the first red candle. I said, once we put in initial morning high, we pull back, then we push back up and break through the initial morning high. Then I wanted to extend and then pull back. Once I get a pullback, I can use that initial morning high as my stop area. So I said, well, once I get my first pullback, I'm going to get long on this stock. And sure enough, we got the pullback right here. I wasn't, fast enough on it. And I got long at $4.22. And I said, I'm long SEAL, $4.22. Stop at his $4 area, which was this level right here. That was my stop. It was the initial morning high lined up with the $4 area off the daily chart. And also, you had your 38.2 fib right here. Not only that, but the trade line was also, around that level, which I expected it to push up, and keep pushing higher if the stock pushed higher. So anyway, I got long right there on that candle, and I took some profits at $4.38 at 9:56 a.m. So took some profits right in that area. And the reason I took quick profits is, of course, because we're testing the high of the day. So I always say, we got to take profits, in front of resistance. So the prior high, which was, the high of the day, the prior high now, is going to act as resistance. So I took some profits in that area. And not to mention, before this week, small caps, had not given us much range. This week is a different story, of course. We have seen range on them. And let's see. So then, at 10:05, once we started pulling back and we broke through VWAP, and I did not like this volume at the time, and I was like, this thing's probably going to die out. I didn't like that it was breaking through VWAP, and it broke through the initial, through the initial morning high right there. I should have gave it a little bit more room, which I normally do. But I was like, it broke through VWAP, broke through the trade line, broke through the initial morning high. I'm going to get out. So I stopped out at $3.95. And again, it was at 10:05 a.m. So yeah, right in that area, I stopped out. And of course, the stock reverses and makes the trade line VWAP cross. And I thought about getting long right there, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do it, And I should have got long here again, and I wouldn't have gotten stopped out. Could have also entered right here, but I did not. I was like, no, I'm going to look for another trade. And unfortunately, that was a bad call on my part, because the stock made a huge move without me. And so, yeah, I mean, I made a mistake. I made a mistake on it. And I'm not going to say I paid for it, paid for it by missing out the profits on it. But, yeah, it happens. And after that, I couldn't force myself to, there was a couple more opportunities. You could have got long on the retest of this prior highs right here, but I did not. So and they just pulled back, consolidated the rest of the day. It could make a move on next week. It could, it very well could, because it closed pretty strong. So let's see what the next trade on. Going to go on AMC. So on AMC, and let me go. At 2:14 p.m. That was around, yeah, that was right here. Okay, so on AMC, I'm going to go ahead and this is where I took my position right there in that area. And so I took a call on AMC. And I took a $15 strike for April 16 at $1.60 on the premium. And so when you go to the daily chart, you can see, AMC made that huge move back a couple of weeks back, and pulled back, consolidated, came back above the trade line, and it's kind of been consolidating right there. I was expecting today to be the day that it pushed up and broke through this level right here around the 1250 area, And if we did that, I was expecting it to go test at least this level, the $17 area, you know. But unfortunately, again, we did not get that. But you know, intraday was kind of flagging, you know, I mean, kind of putting in a bullish pennant, if you will, and it had actually kind of broke out of it. If you know, you can go and let me go to the 15-minute real quick to get a little bit, yeah. So you can kind of see it's not the best looking setup there. I mean, I'm you know, not the best looking picture on it there, but you can kind of see, you know, you could also say that it was forming a bit of a wedge, you know, and but you know, it just, you know, when it broke out of it, I took my position, and you know, if you put a line right there, you can see it was above these prior highs over here. If you go a couple of days back, so once we broke out of there, I said, I'm taking my position. So I took my position, and you know, again, you know, you go to the 15-minute, you can also see that 15-minute trade line was trying to push up. So I took my position, and unfortunately, then we had this, you know, big sell-off. Well, this, you know, high volume sell-off right here, and I was watching on the level 2, and I was like, you know, the pattern is gonna, you know, it should have pushed up, big sell-off coming in, and I thought it, you know, we was gonna break through VWAP, you know, and we did. I mean, I thought we was gonna break through VWAP, but of course we did, and it quickly got bought back up. So I sold out at 3:04 p.m. I sold out. So yeah, that was on this candle right there, and I sold out for $1.56 premium on the premium. So sold out right there. It was a very small loss, because you know, I mean, it was, I mean, it was what, 4 cents on that premium, I believe. So and then you know, it pushed up higher again, and I was like, oh well, I got faked out. But I don't know, it may make a push next week, you know, but who knows. If it does, if it sets up again, I'll try to reassess the situation, and I might get long again. So A, B, and B. Let's go over A, B, and B. So A, B, and B, I took a call option, $210 strike, March 19 expiration, and I got long at $5.80. Okay, and that was at 10:08 a.m. Actually, kind of ticked the high on this one. I was expecting more momentum. So that is where I got long on my position in the morning. And again, you know, we got the initial morning high right here, and we can draw a line across that, and you know, we pulled back, pushed up, and I was seeing, you know, I thought, you know, I was seeing momentum on it. I thought it was going to go. I mean, again, you look at the daily chart, and I was seeing this candle, which was about right, you know, right in this area right here, and I was like, this is going to push, you know. So, you know, after this consolidation, you know, we're getting a little trend reversal. So, took my position. Again, paid $5.80 on the premium, and of course, then it pulls back. But you know, the volume is light on that pullback, and so I said, well, you know, again, you go look at the daily, and I said, worst case scenario, I'm going to stop out at this trade line. Once it breaks that trade line, then I'm out. I mean, it's not. First, I was expecting for it to hold, at the prior close, but I said I will give it some room. I mean, I had time on the options contract, so I said I will give it some room to that trade line. But so we pulled back, and of course we broke through the initial morning high, kind of similar situation to SEEL. But I'm not trading off the same, just because I've done one thing on one stock. Every stock is different. I'm not going to do the same thing on every stock. So anyway, we pulled back a little bit lower volume there, and I have to admit, right here, I was debating. Should I keep holding on? I think it looks weak. I said but I said no. I'm going to stick to my plan, and I'm going to hold to that trade line. And if it breaks that daily trade line, then I'll stop out. And, it worked out. I mean, stock reversed. Once I saw it here, I was like, well, now we just got to get through VWAP. Got through VWAP, and the rest of it, I mean, it was a beautiful move on it. So I took some profits at 12:32 a.m. For $6.50 on the premium. 12, yeah. Right there, I took some profits. And then I took my final profits at 1:22 p.m. for $7.30. I believe it was somewhere right there. Okay. Took my final profits right there. And, it did push a little higher here, and then it pulled back, and then it pushed higher. But I had made my trade on it, and I was happy. I was content. So again, I made a very nice profit here. And it doesn't look like much on the chart. You're like, I mean, how can you make profit on that little bit of a move? But that's the beauty of options contracts. I mean, the premium goes up. I mean, as long as the stock is doing what it's supposed to be doing. So let me take that off my chart, and you can see again, once we break through that trade, I mean, initial morning high, and then you get that trade line VWAP across the rest. I mean, it just pushes the stock up. Beautiful setup here that it had. The next stock is going to be, I believe it was EXPI. So let me look at EXPI. EXPI, I took a $60 strike, $60 call with April 16 expiration, and I got long at $4.37 on the premium, and that was at 2:51 p.m. And I believe, yeah, I got long right there. Make sure that's the right time. Yeah. Okay. So I got long EXPI, and again, you go back to the daily chart, and it's similar to ABNB. You got a daily reversal happening here, breaking through that daily trade line. Not only that, we do have the 50-day right there. You can't see it because of the daily trade line sitting right there as well. But it's this red line. If you go over here to the chart, you can see it sits right at $53.62. That is going to be resistance for the stock. Looking at the volume profile, I'm expecting to break through that resistance level. So I'm expecting it to push through and you know, go to test the $60 level is what I'm, you know, I would love for it to do that. I don't know if we will get to $60. You know, $60 level right there is right this, you know, we got some resistance right there, you know, prior resistance. So if we do, if I'm still in these contracts when we, you know, when we test this level, I will most likely be out of all of my position, you know, around that level, because I think it will break it, but you know, it would depend on intraday. It would depend on how it's trading intraday. You know, I also, you know, don't want to be stupid and you know, give back my profits if I have good profits there, which I should have if it pushes up to that level. But again, you know, I took my position there. You know, we had a very nice, you know, I mean, it pushed up, pulled back, you know, got back above VWAP, and then it just extended. I wasn't watching it earlier in the day, or I would have took a position earlier in the day, which I would have probably already been out of the stock by today, or maybe just hold one small piece. But no worries. I mean, I think I feel confident about it. And oh, and one more thing I was going to say on the daily chart, we're also, you know, the MACD is starting to, you know, bottom out and curl up. If the MACD gives us MACD cross, then, you know, that's also another bullish thing on the stock. And not to mention our accumulation. Our accumulation is starting to go higher again while the stock was pulling down. So that's a little bit of bullish divergence right here on the accumulation. So yeah, I feel strongly about it. I think we'll make a good trade on it. And we did take some profits off. Took some profits at $5.30 on the premium, and took that, you know, I alerted, I said, EXPI, I will take some profits right before the close or in front of $55 if we get there in the next few minutes, which was, you know, this was at 341. Is that right? Yeah, 3:41 p.m. So on EXPI, my last take profit was 5 minutes. I mean, my first take profit was 5 minutes before the close, and it's right around here. Let's see, should be there. Yeah. Took my profits right there on EXPI, and I'm still holding some again, you know, swinging it over the weekend and hoping to capitalize on it. Now let's look at EYES. So EYES. No. So EYES, you know, had a big volume spike right here, and I got long at $12.80 with a $12 stop, and I did say it was a little bit higher risk, you know, and that was at 1:48 p.m. Volume spike was right here. I'm sorry. The volume spike that I was referring to was right here. So we got this volume spike, you know. We can pull back a little bit further. So this was this morning, pushed up, you know, sold off, got below VWAP, stayed below VWAP pretty much the rest of the day, up until this area right here. We got this volume spike, and you know, I saw the volume spike get up there, and I said, well, I'm gonna wait for it, you know, a little bit, and in the meantime, I'm gonna draw out my fibs. And you have to forgive me here because I am a little blind and I don't have my glasses with me right now. So I draw out my fibs, and you know, I'm watching the stock, you know, pushed up, and I'm like, this thing has momentum. I mean, you go to the daily chart, and we had this big push, which we did trade back around this day, made very good profits on it. But then we got this consolidation, pulling back, and you can see it held right above that trade line, right above that trade line. Let me take that off, right above that trade line. And so, I believe a member asked, yesterday, about EYES or the day before, and I was like, it's not ready. I don't think it's ready. I said it's going to consolidate maybe 1, maybe 2 more days, which, today was the day. It got right at that trade line on the daily chart, and you can see that trade line sits at $9.72. And go back, and we can look at the low of the day, and the low of the day was 1021 actually. So, again, once we got this volume spike, I wait, for a little pullback, because I expect the stock to have momentum, which we've already seen. Shorts, came in, shorted the stock right here, and they feel pretty confident. So, as long as the stock is right there below V, well, shorts look at the same thing we do. I mean, shorts are looking at that VWAP level, and as long as that stock remains below VWAP, they're confident. They're confident in their position. So once you get this, pop above VWAP and on increasing volume, that's gonna make shorts nervous. So they start to cover. So once they do start to cover, it pushes, it would push the stock higher, and it'll also bring in new buyers. So anyway, I was waiting for my pullback, and I got in a little bit too early on it. I have to admit that I did. So I got long $12.80 at 148. Yeah, right on that candle at $12. So I got long right here. That's where I got long, $12.80, and my stop is a $12 area. And you can also look at the 15-minute, and this was the area that I got long right here. Oh, is that right? Yeah, that was the area that I got long right there. And you can see that the trade line is sitting at $11.80. So again, once the price action starts to push up, the candlestick starts to push up, the price of the stock starts to move up, I expect this trade line to move up as well. So even though it was at 11.80, I was like, well, $12, that's going to be a pretty good level, and then let me see, and then whenever you look at your fibs, which I've already got drawn out here, you look at your fibs, you can see that the 38.2 fib sits at $12.18. So I was like, you got the 15-minute trade line right around $12. You got the 38.2 fib right around $12. And $12 also lined up with a level on the daily chart. So, I was like, and then not to mention, we're trading above VWAP at the time right here, which VWAP was, guess what? Well, I'm not going to let me show it. No. But if you look on this corner right here, when I click on that candle, VWAP was right at $12.10. So all those things were lining up on there. So I was like, $12 is going to be my stop, even though they were lining up a little bit above. I don't want to put my stop right at 12.10 or right at 12.15 or whatever. I want to be a little bit below it, so I don't get stopped out, on, because most traders would see, that level, and they would say, well, those levels all line up around 12.20, or 12.15, 12.20, and they will put their stop right at 12.15, 12.20. Well, what happens if the stock comes down to that level, or even slightly below it, and you immediately stop out? Well, then the stock is going to, you know, stop you out and then go without you. And I'm not saying that it won't happen in this case, but it, you know, it basically helps prevent that. So I put my stop at $12, and you know, we did come down. We broke VWAP, and you know, and we broke the $12. We broke the $12 briefly, and again, I'm not gonna lie, I almost stopped out. I almost stopped out of my position, and it was a little bit tough holding through this level right here. But I was like, you know, on this candle, I said, well, I'm you know, stop. I mean, it broke through it, you know, broke through that stop area, but it immediately got bought back up. So I said, well, I'm going to wait on the next candle. Well, the next candle opens lower and again pushes lower, but immediately gets bought back up. And then, of course, we closed, you know, pretty good there. So right there, once this candle finished, I felt a little bit more confident. And then the rest, you know, it extended, and I started to build profits. And I did give an update on it at 2:33 p.m. I said I'm still holding. It's trying to hold the trade line on the 15-minute, and that's when we go to the 15-minute chart, and you can see right there. I mean, it's trying to hold it, you know, right in this area. It's trying to hold this 15-minute trade line, which is that green line. So then, I don't know who that is. So then we went, tested the high of the day, and again, you know, I started taking profits on that test of the high of the day. So at 3:13 p.m., I took some profits at $13.40. So I'm gonna say it was this candle. $2.13. Okay. And it was at $13.40. So yeah, it was that candle. So I took some profits there, and I'm going to go ahead and take out these fibs. And because once we broke through that prior high, you know, I have to take some profits. And then let's see, new high of the day, took more profits at $14.44. On that candle right there, took more profits at $14.44. And I'm still holding some, you know. I should have took more profits here, you know. I did not. I got a little greedy, and I'm still holding some. I'm watching it after hours. Let's see, post market. So it's pulling back, and I may end up selling out of the rest of the position, still for a profit, but not as good a profit as if I'd, you know, I was really expecting this to get some after hours volume and push higher. And it doesn't look like it's going to do it. So, but nonetheless, you know, made profits on it. I'm profitable on the trade, and you know, maybe we'll get some volume and push. If we do get some volume in after hours, we could see 20, but it doesn't look like we're going to see that. So I believe that covers all of the trades. I hope I'm not forgetting one of them, because I am forgetful. And I'm going to talk a little bit about RSI. I got a question today about RSI. And what was that stock? It was IMV. No, that wasn't it. Let's see if I can find it here on the okay, NVFY. NVFY. So it was right around this area right here, and we said it was overbought. And usually, most, I don't use RSI, but most traders that do use RSI use it on the 1 minute. And I did use it a long time ago. I used to use the RSI and traded with it. In fact, I put out a video on the YouTube channel, Traders Academy YouTube channel, about, you know, that particular, I guess you would say that particular strategy that I was taught on the RSI. It's a very particular one, but most traders don't use that strategy. I learned it and I did not like it. So, you know, again, you know, not every strategy is going to work for every trader. You kind of have to find your own, you know. It did not work for me. I did not like it. And so I don't hardly ever use it. I do have it on my daily charts because for that purpose, I do kind of, you know, use it mostly maybe to find some stocks that are oversold if I wanted to add to a long-term position. Although I mostly use, you know, levels, prior levels, like prior resistance levels. But anyway, we're going to go to the 1 minute chart, and I have it set up there. Well, I thought I did. Must have deleted that, but no big deal. I'm going to take this out. Because most traders that use RSI use the 1 minute chart. And put it as white. So let me take the MACD out. And a lot of people combine the MACD with the RSI. But we can go right here, and he was asking about NVFY, and we said, well, you know, it's overbought. And well, what does overbought mean? So the RSI, which stands for the relative strength index, it's you know, it monitors the you know, the price action of a stock, you know, over whatever period you select. In this case, you know, it's the standard, which, you know, default setting, which is at 14. So, you know, every 14 minutes, because there's a 1 minute candle, you know, every 14 minutes, you know, that's what the data that the RSI is taking into account. A stock is considered overbought when it's above the 70 level on the RSI, which you can see right here. It's considered oversold when it's, you know, at 30 or lower. So at the time, I don't remember exactly what candle it was on at that time, but at the time, you know, right here, you know, it was right around this area when the question was asked. So at the time, you can look, you know, you can see the level of the RSI right there. I don't know if it's, I don't know if you can see it, the value on it, but it's got the numerical value on it, which currently says 60.25. But at the time, if you click on that candle, RSI was at $92. I mean, $92 at 92. So that's pretty overbought, you know. So what you want to do on a trade, if you're using RSI, which you don't want to use RSI alone, ideally you want to use it with something like stochastics or MACD or something else. But, you know, if you bought it right here where it was overbought, then look at what happened afterwards. You know, big sell-off. And if you're using the RSI, I mean, it can help you on a situation like that, because you had this high volume push here. Traders are going to take profits, because if you go back the prior day, you had a big move in a pre-market, and then it sold off. You have a lot of bag holders that bought the stock either here, or anywhere in between. And so any push here, they're going to take their profits and they're going to get out. So it's best to wait and get on. Your chances are better if you get on the RSI when it's at 30 or lower. So hold on. So yeah, I mean, you can avoid big pitfalls like this. I mean, this was just nasty. If you go, and I don't really like this chart because it's low volume on there most of the day, but you can see right here, if you look at this RSI, you can see right here it dipped. This was oversold territory, which would have been a good good entry. Not the best, but it would have been a good entry. And I believe the RSI was at 34 roughly. Me personally, when I'm using RSI, if I were using the RSI, I want to buy below 30, so the lower the better. If it's at 25 or 20 or even 10, that's a way better entry for me, but this is this is okay. This is an okay buy right here. And if you had bought there, then look at what it did afterwards. But let's look at a better stock. Let's see, I don't know, SEEL. So SEEL, this has got more price action on it. So it's going, oh, and EYES is trying to push up. Awesome. Again, look at the RSI in the morning, and again, if you're using RSI and that is your strategy, it works out. It would have worked out great on this particular stock, because if you look at the RSI, we had this is a 930 candle, I believe. Yeah, that's our 930 candle, this little green candle, and it pushed up and then it sold off. But look at the RSI right on this candle. The RSI is at 27. So you could have took a position right at the close of this candle. And again, if you're trading with the 1 minute chart, which again I do not use, but if you're trading with the 1 minute chart and the RSI, you want to get in on that stock at the close of that candle, like 5 seconds before the close of that candle. When you see this candle and your RSI is at 27, you're like, oh man, that's an oversold territory. Wait for that candle to close. And you're like, well, how am I going to know 5 seconds before? You have a clock on your platform. You should have a clock on your platform. Every platform has it. It will either be on the upper right corner, lower, and it goes by seconds. And you can look at that. And you take your position 5 seconds. You can market order into it. I don't ever recommend newer traders to market order in there, but that is the way to do it with the RSI. Right 5 seconds before the close of that candle, you market order, and you're either going to get filled at the close of the candle or at the opening of the next candle, which you would have gotten filled around. Let's see, it closed at 368 and it opened at 368, so you would have gotten filled at around 368. And if you had, it consolidates a little bit, and then it pushes up. Now, your risk factor, this is why I don't like using RSI, because and I know, and I'm talking, this is going against everything that I recommend on how to trade, but this is a strategy that people use. So I'm going to talk a little bit about it because some people want to use RSI. So most traders that use RSI, they use a stop they use a 5% stop on every trade, no matter what. And so if you enter here, you know, you're going to put your stop 5% below your entry. The reason I do not use that is because I learned that that's just, I mean, where does it come from? Why, you know, 5% other than you do not want to lose over 5%? Well, you know, with trading, I learned that you have to stop out at wherever, you know, wherever a support zone is. Once you break that support zone, then, you know, you stop out. But not just a 5% number out of, you know, that you got out of your head and from, you know, whatever. I mean, it's just not, that's just not how I trade. But again, most traders that use RSI, that's what they would do. They would enter the position, stop out if it goes below 5%. So in this case, it would have worked out because it never did. It just consolidated, and then it pushed higher. And let's just say you didn't enter there. You can, you know, right here is a little bit oversold, not the best because again, it's not below 30, but the RSI is at 38. So you could have entered during this consolidation. You know, you got a couple candles there where it consolidated. You could have took a position there since it's low RSI. But if you wait for the RSI to get below 30, I don't think it was below 30 here. Yeah, it was 37. I mean, it's another okay entry, but not the best. So right here, you know, this area right here, 31, that would have been a entry area right there. And you would have gotten a small little gain there. I mean, not much, but, you know, somewhat of a gain. But that's basically the, you know, the concept behind the RSI. But again, you want to use it in conjunction with another indicator, whether it be the MACD, whether it be the stochastics, or there's tons of other indicators that you can add on there and you know, use them in conjunction with it. I do not use it. I only use volume, trade line, and VWAP, and then the fibs and support and resistance lines. That's what I use. And you do not want to add tons of indicators on your charts, because then it's going to be hard for you to keep up with it. You're not, you know, what am I looking at? Am I looking at the RSI? Is it oversold? Oh, well, wait, now let me look at the MACD. Is it oversold? Well, now let me look at the stochastics. And, you know, time you do all that, your trade is gone, you know, so that's why you don't want that many indicators. But, you know, I'm not talking bad about any indicator. They all serve their purpose. It's just for me, I only use the 3-minute chart, and this is what I use. I do have the MACD on there, although I rarely look at it. But what I use is this right here: volume, VWAP, trade line, fibs, and support and resistance lines. But one more thing I wanted to mention real quick is about the a lot of people call them the meme stocks, meme stonks. So next week, and that was part of why I was taking that trade on AMC, but, you know, not just that, because I mean, I was taking it over the setup on the daily and the intraday. But you know, a lot of people are expecting their stimulus checks either over the weekend or into early next week. And again, I don't mean any offense by it, you know, so I'm just pointing out what I think might happen is that you want to keep those stocks on watch, like GME, AMC, KOSS, EXPR, you know, keep all those stocks on watch, because once that money comes into their pockets, you know, a lot of the newer traders are probably going to jump on those stocks, you know, and trading has changed. You know, it's not like it used to be. I mean, I was making a joke today about give me just a second. Okay, so I was making a joke about AMC. I said AMC does not trade on technicals anymore. It trade. Traders that are these newer traders, I would say, every drop that AMC gets, they buy, man. I mean, they just, and I stopped out of it, and it just pushes up, and it's I'm laughing about it. It was a very small loss, so I mean, but I'm laughing about it because that's all I can do now is laugh about it. But keep those stocks on watch. I believe that they will try to make a move next week. And I'm hoping that I can capitalize on AMC. That's AMC and GME is going to be my main focus. Actually, I think I traded GME today. Maybe it was yesterday. I don't even remember no more. But anyway, yeah, I did trade it today. I made a little profit on it, not much, not anything worth talking about, but I did trade it today. I think let me look at it real quick. Oh yeah, it was early on in the morning. So I was watching this level right here. I believe, no, not that level. Right around there. So I was watching that level. And again, let me take this data off. Okay. I think I took my position somewhere right there once we broke out. We broke out here a little bit and it pulled back, made that trade line VWAP cross. Once I saw that trade line VWAP cross, I was like, this is worth a shot. Took my position and took some profits here, I believe right in this area. And then I sold out of my position, I believe right in this level. Like I said, it was just a base hit. It wasn't, wasn't no big gains, but I was expecting the stock once it broke through this level. I was really expecting it to go. I thought it was going to go to 350 or something, but that did not happen. And once I saw weakness in the stock, I decided to close out while I still had profits. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. So let's see. Shelly, some rumors that AMC might shoot to 900. Do you think that's possible within the next 90 days? Yeah. Wow. I'm not laughing, Shelly. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the fact that yeah, I've heard those rumors. I have heard those rumors, but no. And I do not. Let me look at AMC. That was AMC, right? Yeah, AMC. Man, I mean, in the next 90 days, I mean, could it ever go to 900? I'm not going to say it couldn't. It could. But the chances of that happening are like, man, you could probably win the lottery before that happens. No. I do think we can go back to this level, which was $20 area. I do think we could retest this $20 area, and I think we will do that within the next 90 days, possibly even next week. Again, taking into account the stimulus money that's going to be put out there, a lot of people are going to flock to those stocks. And AMC is one of the cheapest, and a lot of people, and AMC, AMC has something else behind it. Supposedly they have a lot of cash, after the, they did their offerings and whatnot. So supposedly they have cash on hand, but it's also a reopening play. So, with everything reopening in the country, and also, traders are going to go to the stock because of that. not because AMC is not worth $15. I mean, in my opinion, it's not worth $15. AMC is worth $4 at best, $5. You know, but a stock is worth whatever somebody else wants to pay for it, right? So, so I mean, as long as traders keep buying and pushing the stock up, I mean, it's stock, if there's demand for it, it's going to go up. But no, I do not expect it to go to 900. 900 is no. I mean, it's near impossible, especially in the next 90 days. What I will say, and I'm not saying that I know this for a fact, I'm speculating here, but the Reddit groups or whatever, the Wall Street bets, I don't know that this is what happened, but this is just speculation, and I think that whoever made the call on saying, let's load up on AMC, let's load up on GME, I guarantee you that those people took their profits, while everybody else, I guarantee you, they loaded up right here or wherever, somewhere in this area, pushed up to those levels. And I think it was even higher in after hours on a couple of them. They took their profits while everybody else was hurting. I'm not saying that they weren't still long the stock, but they took most of their profits while everybody else got stuck on it, holding through this area. I mean, this was painful. This was painful for whoever was holding, that bought. Say somebody bought right there, say somebody bought in that level, or even right there. I mean, I could not hold through something like that, especially on a stock like this. I couldn't hold through anything buying at that level, but especially on a stock like this. I mean, if I had bought, say, Microsoft right there, on the chart, I could probably hold it because I do believe in Microsoft. I mean, Microsoft is one of my biggest tech holdings, and I believe in it. But that's what I think happened, because I've seen that happen before in other rooms where the guy pumps up the stock, everybody flocks in to buy it, stock pushes up, and they collect the profits, and then everybody else is sitting there holding it. Whether it will go up again, I mean, I do think it will, but why not capitalize on the way up here and then capitalize on the next move up again, make twice the money, and not having to suffer through this pullback. But yeah, that is a rumor that's being pushed out there, and I think that's just it's either bag holders holding it and wanting to pump the stock, or it's again, it's just those rooms that are still pumping the stock. I do believe we can test 20 though, and if we test 20 and break it and it holds, then it's very possible that we go. Let me look at the chart further back, and I don't have the weekly there, but just trying to. So $20. Yeah. See, I didn't even remember this, but yeah, that you see this gap. You always hear me talk about gaps sometimes on the alerts. That $20 area is a gap fill. That's why it's resistance there. It's gonna have a hard time breaking through that $20 level. Always remember that gaps on the chart, they will act as resistance, and it was support right here. So prior support will be resistance. Yeah, see, this level is going to be very hard to break, in my opinion. But with that said, if we do break that level, 26, $26, $30 is very possible if we break through that $20 area. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, yeah, Chelsea's right. I mean, they're you know, their ER was, I mean, it's just a trade. To me, it's just a trade. Make some money, and I mean, Shelly, you say about the dips. I mean, you can buy dips if you wanted to. I'm not much of a dip buyer myself, but let's just say it dips hard. I mean, and you buy the dip. Once you buy that dip and it goes into profit, take some profits off, and then you let the rest of it ride more comfortably, and just rinse and repeat. And that's how you build up your position if you wanted to. Me personally, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait for a setup, whether it be intraday or, if tomorrow, if Monday, it starts to push up. What I'm looking for on Monday is a break of this prior resistance level, which see, that's 11, 12, yeah, 12.50. I'm going to go with about $12, 12.50. If we break this level on Monday or Tuesday or any day of the week, then I would probably get long again on this stock, and I would probably most likely buy a call option unless the spread is way out there, or the or the premiums are just outrageous. Then I'll buy shares, but I would probably buy a call option on it. But that is my plan for it. Let's see. There would have been. Right. Yeah, that's right. I'm glad you held. I'm glad you held yours. I did not. And I feel dumb for selling it, but no big deal. It was a very small loss. I mean, I think it was 4 cents on the premium, but yeah, I think I think that probably wrap it up for today. I'm gonna watch EYES for a little while and see if we can make some more profits on that. It's pushing up. It's back above 15 after hours. I hope I get $20. If I get that $20 test, I'll be selling most of my position in front of it, more likely, depending on the price action. But yeah, so I hope y'all enjoyed this and this live stream, and join our YouTube channel if you don't mind, and give us a like. There's a lot of content on that YouTube channel and more to come. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so that when I do go live on the YouTube channel or put out a new video, you will be notified about it. And if you give us a like, it'll help. We're still very small on the YouTube channel, but we're planning to grow it. So the more likes on the YouTube, the better. So no, thank you, Shelly. Thank you for listening to me and taking the time to listen to me. So yeah, have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy it. Spend time with your families, and let's come back strong Monday and make some profits.